It doesn't matter. It still works. You know, you're going to close that gap. The low range isn't going to be an issue. There's so much insane keep away.
T1 drafts that look like they suit them, and that is absolutely fantastic. Let's dive onto the Rift for game number 1 of the Telecom War.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff. I am very much looking forward to going and playing more of it this evening.
Towards this top lane, but Perfect is playing very respectfully here.
Yeah, and Ono looks like he's going to go in for a bit of an invade. We'll see whether he can actually secure a blue buff, because that could really put Pyosik behind.
Yeah.
Just get some vision down. Understands the value of protecting the jungle. I don't think Ono knows that a ward went into that brush there either, as we're going to just do the same thing. It's a bit of a do-si-do.
But the winner of this is Zeus, who's pulling the Renekton, you know, pushing the wave in is, okay, here we go.
Yeah, Pyosik fighting against Ona here, who does manage to steal this one away. There's a lightning rush over. The stun comes out immediately, though, from Perfect, and Pyosik going to get smashed into the ground. The flash out from Ona as well, as now Zeus is in an extraordinarily uncomfortable position. Seismic Shove is going to miss, and oh my goodness, is it going to work? The turret! Oh, he was almost out of there.
Almost out of there, but it is going to be a 1-for-1 in the end.
And Zeus still only level 4. Ona's going to move around, though, and there's the Vault Breaker to get Pyosik out.
I mean, Ona's
get the crash.
But he is losing more and more farm, is completely zoned off. You've got to make this work, Pyosik. 3-6 is going to be tough.
Yep, Slicing Maelstrom is going to be used on the minion wave, and now Perfect just trying to get towards it, wants to get the mana as wants to get the experience, as Ona was tanking this one up. We've got dives everywhere, though, as Beryl goes in and straight up whiffs. That's going to be the crash down from Carrier to try and buy some space, and Gumayushi should be falling here somehow. It almost worked, but it is going to be the 1-for-2. And T1 just kind of winning everywhere.
Even with Pyosik ulting him, he can just then turn on the stuns and say no.
Right now, there's a Magnet Storm and a Bullet Time, and Feather Storm does need to be used. In comes Ona, though, as that's Beryl almost surviving. Deft also being able to get a fair bit of damage back, as now BDD throws down the wall. Carrier going to knock him off. That's going to be so much damage onto this Talia. And Seismic Shove is going to miss. BDD has to flash to get out after being the one theoretically engaging.
Just does so much damage. Carrier is set up for this. It's the easiest combo in the book. Meanwhile,
yep, Seismic Shove is going to be utilized here. The Renekton Talia combination, some Shuriman friends are going to be able to take down the little Pikachu guy, as T1 now looking to try and answer, but Beryl pretty slippery. Does have Blast Cone at the ready, and Faker still just taking plates.
He is going to commit the teleport. This will be seen by the wave, and Perfect still has his, but they're not going to be able to contest the dragon. He will not be teleporting to the opposite side of the map here post 10 minutes. Just head back to the top lane instead.
Well, Pyosik really wants to kill Gumayushi, and he is just going to press the button and go for it. The quickness is down as well. Gumayushi is extraordinarily dead. That kill is going to go over to Deft at the same time, and so KT. So that is going to be T1 with a big advantage as far as getting this push happening around the map, and they already have so much lane control. It's going to mean that if BDD does... Oh, never mind. Speaking of BDD, they do get the shove onto Beryl underneath the turret with the Emperor's Divide. Nicely done there from Faker.
Okay, we'll see something before that.
Yep, Perfect is just going to pre-dominance and try and keep himself alive, and it ain't going to work at all. Zeus presses his R button and just zaps him down. And BDD's coming down as well. Should mean that at least the turret is going to be taken. You can see the bottom lane sort of moving back in, but this just leaves Perfect up and available once again. No Dominus this time. Heroic Charge going to come forward. I've seen this movie before. This time it's going to have a different ending, as plates just fell down. I really am intrigued as to whether or not, you know, KT can make it work, as I've seen this on the top side of the map. It's going to happen once again, as there's the flag forward from Perfect. He avoids the Emperor's Divide, and then Pyosik just goes through it. Vault Breaker comes down, but it's not going to be enough. Carrier is going to pay for his sins, but he flashes out of the way. Bullet Time to celebrate, and T1 are going to survive.
It's so hard to get in on this comp now with Owner just frontlining.
Yeah, and Zeus on a flank angle as well, looking to try and catch this Renekton, making his way forward. He's spotted on that control ward, and there we go. Perfect still going to get tagged with the Shuriken, and Faker comes down. Renekton is very much going to die. It's just whether or not KT can find anything as a result of it, and the answer is going to be maybe mid lane out of turret, and I think... Okay, never mind. T1 able to get back here in time. So that means the KT get nothing.
Chip away at this and get some control of the river back. Perfect has TP in 10 seconds.
Oh,
too late.
This dragon is still up and available. Faker is going to go golden, but there's the quickness. The bullet time is gigantic, though. And even Faker's sweep is going to work beautifully. Now Def, yes, he pressed the Feather Storm, but he comes down into hell once again. And T1 are going to wipe the map of KT. And Perfect, he just respawned. He's like, where did my friends go? And this is the T1 that we grew to expect, that we haven't seen for the last couple of weeks. They are going to be able to break open the base here on the bottom side of the map. The rest of T1, they're on the map. They're all here. They're ready to start off this Baron. And it is not going to last very long. KT, if they're going to do anything, they need to go in and try and fight this immediately. But Perfect was back home. There was no way for them to do anything about it.
And then just be able to kite back easily, but so far, pretty heroic defense from KT.
Yep, and now we've got Faker having to use that Zhonya's once again. Ona taking a lot of damages. There's the bullet time. That's going to get the doubles. And Zeus just cleans up the back line. Seismic Shove does nothing. Empress Divide does everything. And T1 will cleanly ace KT. They were very patient with that play, but this is going to be the last one of the game. Surgical from T1 here in game number 1, and some well-needed revenge for them in the telecom war. But the first thing needs to be adjusted, and the first thing was a Renekton pick, and that needs to just be eliminated.